Which side is the camera? Is it this side or is it that
I
side?
feel like we get my fat side every time. This is Anthony.
No, it goes Melanie first.
Oh, sorry. This is Melanie
And Anthony.
and Anthony.
And Melanie.
Ford on Fifth Show. Ba-doop-doop.
Hey everyone, it's Melanie here with your friendly beard-ophile Anthony.
Why would I love my own beard?
You do. You brush it in my sink every day. And I have to get the sink hair out of it. It's so nasty.
Not as bad as your Wookiee hair that goes down the shower drain and clogs it every day.
I get it out, and it's not
Really?
Wookiee
You
hair.
get it out? You get it out like every 4 months.
Well,
when the shower basically
at least I
floods.
do it. You don't do it.
Why would I get your Wookiee hair out of the drain?
Anyway,
There. Oh my goodness.
move over.
Ugh.
Anthony was the one that's being a diva because he didn't want his feet in the sun. He said
No, because they were
it
literally
was-
burning. My legs were all red.
It was burning his toes.
Golly.
He's like, his legs are so pasty that his toes were burning.
Some people don't like to sit out in the sun and get cancer. Some people might want to be around for their children and grandchildren.
Oh, you
I
want
don't
to be
know.
around
Maybe
for
that's
the
me.
children?
Yeah. You think I like to be chunky for the fun of it? No. This is a protective coating against the environment out there.
To keep you warm?
To keep me warm, to keep me, insulated, which is also warm, to keep me looking like I'm a big intimidating factor when I'm super cuddly, and
To keep the hot bitches away?
yeah, to keep other women away
That's
so you
what
don't
you
have to worry
tell
about it. I mean, if I were super thin, game over. Murdering it. Straight up murdering it. And that's our son Everett, who is a great reason why you don't want to have you don't want to have kids. I really think these videos are becoming cathartic, like vents and like randomness for us. Because every time we come in with a game plan, we're like, hey, let's talk about cigars. And then we talk about anything.
Maybe that's a good
Kind of a
thing about
range.
cigars. Cigars are supposed to relax you.
That's true. That's a good point. Cigars are supposed to be relaxing.
That's like the thing I do like about cigars, is that it is a relaxing environment. I have a hard time relaxing in general.
It's true.
When you have 4 kids and 2 dogs and like really frustrating people in your
No, we
life.
don't have 4 kids, we have 100 kids.
Oh yeah, 100 kids.
Feels like
With
it.
all the
Feels
kids
like
that we
it.
end up having at our house with the friends and stuff.
Yes.
Everybody thinks we can drive their kids somewhere when
Yep.
we only have a car with 5 seats.
But the whole point of this is that cigars are supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to be that moment of zen where you can just kind of decompress and let it out. And it used to be like that. I used to love cigars for that. Seems like right now,
Mama,
that's anything about that.
I think this is why I drink more. I used to never drink.
It's true, you never did. So,
Before you go.
anyway, well, Mel takes care of Everett over there. Today, we were smoking the same cigars. We went through our stock at the house, and, the funny thing is, once you get a humidor, if you get a shop someday, you'll realize, at least we do, that we keep most of our sticks at the shop. So when we go digging through our humidor at home, we're like, we don't have a ton in there. So it's kind of like we could smoke something that we've already talked about before, which,
I'd be done.
yeah, or we could find something in our aged category, and we had some original Las Mareas. Now these are Las Mareas before they got banned, before they got the cool looking boxes. Well, I guess they had the cool looking boxes back then. But these were the ones with the blue-footed band and are the original release. It came out like in the fall time, and then they didn't get a full release until the trade show
trade show.
after that in the next year. So we've been smoking on those. So one of the things that we want to ask, we're going to try to keep this video pretty short. I got to get into the shop actually tonight, is what type of stuff do you want to see from our channel down the line? We're not great at consistently posting all the time. We're trying to get better at that. But we want to come up with content that's interesting to you. So do you want to learn about new cigars that we got coming in? Do you want to hear stories about like what it's like to be a rep, back to our repping days? Or do you want to hear what it's like to own a shop or, be part of that? I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that we've kind of experienced in our time in the industry. So we can kind of go a bunch of different ways. We're open to suggestions on that.
So this kind of is funny. So Bonnie, my stepmom, she is convinced that she's allergic to cigars. She's like, I'm allergic to cigars. Every time you come by, I sneeze.
And I always say, I'm allergic to evil. Every time she's around, I sneeze. But I don't know. I think it's inconclusive.
I wonder if people are like legit could be allergic to the tobacco leaf.
You know, that's an interesting question.
I just wonder. I was listening to another video, and somebody mentioned that there was a Connecticut wrapper on a Cuban cigar. And I was kind of laughed a little bit. And I thought, interesting. Do you think Cubans would ever grow a Connecticut wrapper in Cuba? Are most of their cigars puros?
I think they're always going to say that everything they've got is a puro, but I think because of what's happened in Cuba and the way they've overproduced on the amount of land they have, there's going to always be a necessity to go outside of their country to bring in certain elements. You know, they're never going to promote it, but it's, you know, it happens. I mean, I've worked for manufacturers that definitely have Cuban leaf in their stockpiles because they've traded some of their leaf over to Cuba. So there's been a little bit of back and forth.
So they traded their leaf to Cuba. But
yeah, or
should
sold
you...
it kind of depends, but
So technically, all Cuban cigars are going to be puros. Puro to the country.
well, most Cuban cigars, at least in advertisement, are advertising that they've got a puro, right? They're saying that it's all 100% Cuban tobacco, grown in Pinar del Rio, wherever, and that's kind of what part of that romance is. I think that's another thing that we could actually talk about. It might get some people in the industry a little bit fired up, but there's so many different things that the industry pitches to you on a romance level, you know, to kind of seal a story or create an idea that is just complete nonsense.
Total BS.
Yeah.
Like when you went on that trip to that factory, I'm not going to say which one, and and no joke, the didn't they have a pile of special leaves that were like the 20-year leaves?
Oh yeah.
And they were all laughing about it because they weren't 20-year, or it was a special.
No,
Okay.
they were. So, yeah, we won't say the name of the factory, but let's just put it this way: they're big, and they had a story a while ago about a certain cigar of theirs that was utilizing 30-year-old, you know, wrapper leaf. And the story and the whole cigar aficionado thing was that they were walking in the back, you know, barn area, and they found these bales of, you know, tucked away tobacco that had just been lost to, you know, lost to time. Well, fast forward a couple years, I'm down in the DR. Whoop, kind of narrowed the region down a little bit, but I was in the DR, not saying which factory, but Ryan's with Nudo.
Anthony,
Sorry.
you can't do that.
I did anyway. So we're down there, and we're going through the factory, and the first thing I'll say is the factory is like that ending scene of Raiders of the Lost Ark, right? So you're Indiana Jones when they're taking the Ark of the Covenant and tucking it away in a government facility. It's just row after row after row of boxes. Only in this case, it's row after row after row of tobacco. Probably still the most massive facility in one spot that I've seen, like just rows up. Now, the funny thing is when you go in there, you learn very quickly, and in the tour of it, that everything is categorized, sorted by region, sorted by age. Everything has its place. There's not anything that's not in the right place. So, you know, we strolled past kind of this aged area, and of course, there was some tobacco with, you know, a little ticket on it that said, you know, from 1980. So yeah, they do have tobacco that's that old. Did they lose it and find it, and you know, it's some lost virgin magic tobacco? No. But the story sure as heck sounds good. So they like to sell it that way. That was a pretty interesting one. So we've got stories like that. So
Maybe we shouldn't tell all this stuff.
I don't know. Maybe they want to hear more of this stuff. Maybe you don't.
Maybe you just
the
wanna
industry
smoke-
doesn't want us to say this type
You
of
know
stuff.
what the thing is? I think people are tired of the BS and they just want to smoke good cigars. Like, I just want to go in the humidor and be like, I don't care if you're throwing a bunch of marketing stuff at me. I'm going to skip over that stuff and I'm going to pick a cigar I want to smoke. And a good tobacconist will recommend you to that cigar instead of make up some sort of lie and feed it to you.
I think that's true. You know, smoke what you like. You like Java? Smoke a Java. You like, you know...
A Gurkha.
Smoke a Gurkha.
We all will make fun of you a little bit. Okay, we won't. We won't, personally. But other people will.
Yeah. But the point is,
Just smoke
whether
what
you
you like.
smoke, you know, full powered stuff, lighter bodied stuff, whether you smoke
A
flavored
yard
stuff,
cigar.
a
If
yard
it makes
cigar.
you happy, smoke it.
Yeah, if you smoke cheap sticks because that's what you're all about.
And yeah,
you
it's
know,
in the budget.
And it's in
Stick
the
to your
budget.
budget.
Or even if you're a millionaire and you smoke cheap sticks because
We
that's
have
what you
tons
like
of
to
people
smoke.
that do that.
Yeah, we got some insanely rich dudes.
That smoke the same freaking cigar.
$3 stick every day.
$3 stick every day.
The best is when they're like, "This might break the bank if I go to $5." It's like, really, you own literally half of downtown. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
But that's why they own half of downtown.
That is, you know,
They
that's
probably ate
why
a
they
peanut
own
butter
half of
and jelly
downtown.
half their life. So, hey, Dave
That's
Ramsey
true.
would be proud.
He would be.
That's probably if Dave Ramsey smoked, he would smoke a $4 cigar. He'd buy the 4 for 3 or the 3, I don't know. He would get the best deal out of it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes you gotta splurge.
Sometimes, you know, you got to treat yourself.
You gotta go for the steak every once in a while.
That's right. Odd coming from you since you're such a vegetarian. But
But
I
there's
get what
been
you're saying.
times where you've had like the $30 cigar and you've been really disappointed, and that's frustrating. Like right now.
and that is why we're going to cut this video short. Bottom line is we like to talk about random stuff. And maybe this is kind of like a virtual herf for you, where you get to just hang out with two different people, hear some fun, zany stories, and then go on your merry way. Let us know in the comments below. First of all, what you like, what you don't like, what you guys want to see more of in these videos. Like I said, these are just kind of fun little, you know, these are like little vlogs for us. This is kind of our
Oh
way
my
of just...
gosh, look at it.
Squirrel.
You know whenever you get the tobacco, oh look, tobacco teeth. Sorry.
Squirrel.
It happens.
It's like up every time. It's like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel.
It happens. People get tobacco in their teeth and it's always awkward. Like
But
you're
we're
talking
trying to-
some
we're trying to
public-
close this video
okay,
out.
I'm sorry. I hope you have a good day. I mean, have a good
Stay smoky out there. Once again, if you need anything and you can't find it locally, forwardonfifth.com. And we hope you stop in and see us. Let us know down in the comments what you think about our show today. Thumbs up, please, or, you know, you can give us them down. It doesn't matter. We're just having fun. So, we'll talk to you guys